The coffee bean is not actually a bean, it's a seed that comes from a fruit. What's up, buttercups? I'm Justin, and this is 12 Nights of Yule. I am so celebrating the moon. The winter moon. It is January 15th. It is night number 3 of Yule. Alright, enough joking around. The chord for today is the G minor because I'm feeling a bit G minor. Alright. See ya at mid-moon. Happy mid-moon, everybody. It's just after 2 o'clock in the morning, and I am missing Amanda a lot. Amanda's YouTube channel is sponsored by Element, so she gave me these packets, and the chocolate chai kind is my favorite. It's so good. And Amanda also got me this beverage vessel for Christmas. And so I just heated up some water and I mixed in the chocolate chai element. And I'm just gonna sip on this under the moonlight and think about Amanda. You don't have to watch me. I'll see you in the morning for coffee and poetry. Good morning, friends. Yeah. It's time for coffee and poetry. I got coffee. I got poetry. Should be fun. Alright. For today's poem, I decided to go with the Terza Rima. So, we started with an English sonnet, and then yesterday we did a French form, the triolet, and so today I thought we would do an Italian form, the Terza Rima. And Terza Rima it just translates to third rhyme. So the idea is that every third line rhymes, and it kind of creates this interlocking structure where each stanza is 3 lines, and the first and third line rhyme, and then the second and then the first line of the next stanza rhymes. I don't think there's traditionally any restrictions on how many stanzas are in a terza rima, but I personally feel like you need at least 3 minimum to get the interlocking structure. So the rhyme structure goes A B A first stanza, second stanza B C B, third stanza C D C. Let's hear one. This is the Terza Rima that I wrote. The moon is beautiful, but tonight it does not take my breath away. Behind the shroud of vapor flowing from my mouth, I can see gleaming through the trees a second-hand ray. As an overthinker, I contemplate what this means to me. My breath, now completely consuming my sight, I am left to imagine what the moon could be. I notice a movement off to my right. The wind shifts and takes with it my breath. Now I can see the moon is so very bright. Alright, that's good. Alright, we'll see you tonight for moonrise. For the moonrise. It's gonna be completely dark. Maybe we'll see some stars. Tonight, the chord is the C major chord. We're hoping to lift things up a little bit. And here it goes. Alright. Well, we will see you at mid-moon. I think I have a story in mind for mid-moon. So mid-moon is 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be seeing you all at 3:09 a.m. for story time. I got a story for y'all. Happy mid-moon. So I want to tell you a story. The story about how I met Amanda. The year was 2018. I was hiking southbound on the Pacific Crest Trail from Canada to Mexico. It's at Stevens Pass. There's like a highway crossing. Like most people will get to that highway and then hitchhike into town, either direction, I think. But then also on the other side of the highway, there's like a resort, like a ski resort type place. But there were like picnic tables, and I wasn't planning on resupplying there, but I really like picnic tables. So I was just chilling at the picnic tables, and from where I was sitting, I could actually see down to the trail where it crosses the highway. And I saw a couple of hikers. One got to the highway and started hitchhiking and got like picked up right away. And then another hiker came along and they like crossed the highway, but they were hitching the other direction. I think maybe the town is like Leavenworth. I didn't go into that town, but anyways, and then I saw another hiker, but this time this hiker had a dog, and I could see them, and they crossed the highway, and I thought, oh, they're probably going to Leavenworth or whatever, you know? And then, nope, they kept on coming up, and they were coming up where I was. So, well, it turns out that was Amanda and Frank. She had sent a resupply package to the resort or whatever that was there. So she was just chilling with me, doing her resupply, and she pulls out this like 2-pound jar of peanut butter, and not like that, not like the shitty like sugar and palm oil peanut butter. It was like the pure stuff. The pure stuff. And like me, on a good year, I can eat upwards to 50 pounds, 50 pounds of peanut butter per year or more. I don't know. I haven't really counted, but it's a lot. Anyway, so she like pulls out this giant jar of peanut butter and asks me if I want it, because apparently she was over peanut butter already. And of course I was like, hell yeah. And then, so I think like when she tells the story, like that's kind of a point that of emphasis of what bonded us initially. But like for me, what really did it for me was she has this tattoo of a moon on her arm, right? And so I noticed that, but then there was also some text, and I asked her what it said, and she told me, and I immediately recognized it as Pink Floyd lyrics. And like, I don't know. I like thinking back on it. I haven't really like thought about it before, but I'm pretty sure that's when I fell in love with her that day. And then especially that night, we like went into town or whatever, and we were staying at some trail angel's house, and she was doing laundry, and she had on this like little purple loner dress on that. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into it. Uh, anyway, that's how I met Amanda, and uh, boy, howdy, have things progressed. 6.5 years later, and things are finally starting to happen between us. Let's see where it goes. Also, I'm having an air burrito because tortillas kinda look like the moon. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go back to bed for a few more hours, and I will see you at moonset for coffee and poetry. Uh, Good morning, friends. It's almost 10 a.m. and it's time for coffee and poetry. Got my coffee. Got my poetry. For today's poem, I wanted to do just like a free form poem. So no restrictions, no rules, just write whatever I feel, and that sounds the best to me. Here's what I came up with. In my imagination, I can see a meadow. Amongst the grass and wildflowers, a giant oak tree bellows. As the sun sets and the light fades, the moon slinks over the mountain. A fox stops, wanes, and prances off happily chittering in the moonlight. She, the fox, a beauty to behold on this enchanted, brilliantly pale night. I can see the light in her eyes bouncing through the field like fireflies in flight. As the moon hovers high, as if to say, this is as much as you need to see tonight, I stop, wane, and happily close my eyes, listening to the moon's refrain. She, the fox, so beautiful the way the moonlight sparkles in her hair, and the way she smiles when I tell her that I appreciate her. She, the fox, with her playful spirit, is beautiful. Cheers. Alright, I will see you tonight for moonrise. Woo! Okay, what is up, buttercups? Today is January 17th, and it is like 9:20 p.m. and I have a quarter of the day for you. Well, a quarter of the night. But first, I just wanted to say that so far this celebration of the moon has been really nice, really kind of relaxing, and just a different perspective than the sun celebration. That being said, let's hear the D minor chord. It's a dark bright chord. No. Good morning, friends. It's like almost 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's mid moon. I guess I'm just awake now, so I'm gonna make some coffee, and then I will sing you a song. So the song that I'm gonna sing for you this morning for mid moon is the triolet that I did for one of the coffee and poetry sessions earlier. I'm gonna sing it for you, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sing it for you now live, and then I'm gonna go back and layer in 3 more parts, and then put that in post, so that you get a 4-part experience. So here it goes. I hope we get some cool harmonies and stuff. Nothing but a mere reflection of light off of the pale rock moon face, so faded and yet seems so bright. Nothing but a mere reflection of light, yet it gives you some semblance of sight and a glimpse into outer space. Nothing but a mere reflection of light off of the pale rock moon face. La da 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 da. La da 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 Good morning, friends. It's just past 10 a.m. and I got my coffee and I got my poem, because it's coffee and poetry here at Camel's Camp Coffee Shop, where we have coffee and poetry every morning. Get out of here. Remember to tip your barista. Okay, for today's poem, I wanted to do something simple but also really cool. So I chose a Japanese form called a tanka, and a tanka is a bit like an extended haiku, where it doesn't have a rhyme structure. It just has a syllable pattern. Where like a haiku is 3 lines, right? 5, 7, 5, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. And a tanka is 5 lines, where the syllable structure is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 7 syllables. And it's also within that structured in 2 phrases, where the first 3 lines are the upper phrase and describe an image, and then the last 2 lines are the lower phrase, and they describe like a thought or a feeling or an emotion. And yeah, so here is the tanka. that I wrote about the moon. It's short. Perched on naked limbs, frozen water droplets sit, reflecting moon glow. How long until they thaw out, falling fast into the ground? That's it. Simple, yet like also it's I think it's a lot like, you know, that saying, a picture describes 1,000 words or whatever. It's kind of like that, where it's like this form is like just like a snapshot, not only like what you're seeing, but how you feel about what you're seeing. And I think that within that, you can find, you know, a lot to breathe in. All right. Anyways, I will see you tonight for moonrise. Another moon.